Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 14, titled Freedom. That thing that you can't have without love. I've got a would you rather for you. Would you rather build a lovely, idyllic farm with your wonderful family, but they get slaughtered and murdered and everything gets taken away from you by pillagers? Or you meet the love of your life and she's perfect, and the two of you are in similar circumstances and can bond over that, but she's actually married and it's going to have unforeseen consequences. Yeah, I don't know. I would pick the latter one too, because the whole family getting murdered thing really sucks. But boy, we have got it out for A&R, because this really sucks too. It was almost a question of whether Arnheid had something going on that would get in the way of his potential love for her, but I didn't expect it to be this. She and her husband split up, enslaved and sold to different households just across the hill from each other, but now he has escaped. He has blooded his sword with the sticky red liquid of his master, and he's made our way to our farm, where we usually don't look so kindly on such things, given the beating that we gave to some previous runaway slaves, right? And thieves. Although I don't even know if those were runaway slaves. They were just thieves. What the fuck is Gardar bringing? Because he feels to me like a harbinger of what is coming. And that's quite strange, because I don't think he's bringing any of what's coming. But how will his addition to this system throw things out of whack? I don't know. I just know that it will. That's the setup that we have here, is suddenly a wrinkle. And this wrinkle has a name. And it's Gardar Binks. Misa Gard! I can't. Okay, I drew a thing. I was just scribbling, and then there was a paper under my paper, so it became the like dark line in there, and then that kind of ended up becoming a windowsill, and then it became a windowsill, was where we look out through the curtains and we see Gargar Binks coming at us. He's gonna show up on our farm, and he's got a sword, and he's not the kind of guy who takes no for an answer, and he's slain one of our hands, and he is here for his wife, Arnheid. We zoomed in on her face, and I have no idea how to read it. So that's where we're at right now. Uncertainty. And to me, uncertainty is a scary place to be, at least in this show. In some places, uncertainty is like, oh, what a wonderful thing. the whole of the future appears before us. Oh, these endless possibilities. And here it's like, oh shit, we're not certain of everything? That means we're probably about to get invaded by a warring army. Which we know that we are. We know that we are. It's coming. One day or another, those ships are going to appear on the horizon. But what the fuck does Gardar bring? I don't know. A wrinkle. An unexpected. A complication. Doubly so for Einar. How does he fit? We've got this man who's struggled, who's taken up the blade. We see him in flashbacks. Now that we know that that's him, throughout the OP, we see him in flashbacks as a happy, peaceful, likely man with a child. And now he's here, and we have this sort of strange conversation between him and the master, who he ends up killing. A conversation about the flip side. So I wonder, what has Gardar learned, and how has he changed over his time as a slave? Because there's something else, which is that he's like an echo. I think. I don't know. There's an echo of him in Einar. I think we're meant to draw this parallel. They're similar in build and look in some ways. And so I'm wondering if we'll learn something from Gardar's example more than anything. But beyond that, I'm intrigued and curious And I want to find out how this all comes together. Because we've got this strange situation where the lords of the home, of the farm, are not here. And Sverkel, the closest thing that we have, is bedridden and old. So the person in charge right now is Snake. And I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do about this at all. So, let's go ahead and watch episode 14 of season 2 of Vinland Saga, titled Freedom, and see what the hell we end up having happen here. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. The computer was being funky and deciding that it wasn't going to work, and now it's going to work, and that's great. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with a video up there, linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. That'll have a beep timer to count you down, and there will be early access available on the Patreon, which I would be very grateful if you'd go and check out. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Vinland Saga. I hope we have cool and interesting moments and emotional connections to our characters that are really strong and resonant, and maybe some cool action, but I don't really care that much, oddly, in a Fight Till Friday show. And maybe we'll learn something here. Maybe there will be something about the way these characters live their lives in this episode that we can take for our own. Because I'm here to steal. Yeah. Okay, BB timer for episode 14. Feelings in Paradox. I think that's where we're ending up. Holding him like Pieta. Hi, Gardar. Yeah? The 2 of you? Oh. He loves his wife. She's terrified because he doesn't know about their son. Poor guy. Hjaltiwa. Dead, buddy. Saw. The 3 of us. Just the 3 of us. Oh shit. Oh, shit. Fuck. Oh, the horse. God damn, the horse? Ugh. Uh. That's correct. Okay. Oh. I'm not Ketil. This establishes Snake's capacity as a fighter, huh? Oh, shit. Let's not. Yeah, who are you going to fight? Fuck. He's trying to convince him of what he's learned. He is. I'm certain that he is. But the ramifications and the consequences, I don't know if he could live with. Whoa. That's very bold of you to expect that you can capture him alive. But again, we've shown how competent Snake is. Wow, that's fun. That was great. Just who the hell do you think I am? He's gorgeous. I love the way his hair is bouncing around. He's like a wild animal. Yeah, he's hurt. He's not hurt? Yeah, I thought he was hurt. Oh, was he already hurt? Well, he's a fucking wild animal. He is using the flat. He's for Rurouni Kenshining him. It's a hell of a sword. It's very interesting. Not the norm. Okay, intense. That was some sword fighting. Some of those swooshy things were very video gamey. Oh boy. Smart. Hmm. Yeah, because it's partly like a political thing between families and farms and stuff, you know? Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah. That seems true. But it's still him, you know? You put a different label on it, but that's her fucking husband. What a position Einar is in. Wow, I love this audio ambiance that we've got. The layers that we just put into it. That was cool. Wind, doors, crackle. Oh boy. No dinner, only angry. And get us all killed. There's more to this story. Just resignation? Just resignation? Oh. That's the attitude of someone who's lost a lot. It's a real struggle. This is good. This is exactly in the way of the... What? Lost? Please. Please. I love it. Take us there, Arnheid. Tell us your tales. Now we're talking. Familiar? Yeah. Hmm. But violence. Okay, so we choose battle, we choose violence. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Prevent and protect. But what happens if we lose? Hmm. Oh, fuck. Hello, we own you now. Hmm. And your child? How? Over a pot? Okay, so he was taken and is out there somewhere. Hope nobody named him Thorfinn. Yeah. That falling into shadow was great. Yeah. Yeah. So to her, it started with him like a mild betrayal of sorts by leaving. Oh, fuck. Ho, ho. Heartbreaking. Yeah, but his wife won't. Dude, this farm isn't gonna exist in like weeks. Oh my fucking tits. This is the most tragedy that we could tragedy. What a thing. Please, Einar-san, stay here. Let the storm pass. Don't act. Or you'll be caught in it too. The old man heard that, didn't he? Fuck. I expected him to, like, reach out and grab her or something. That's close enough. I love him. Yeah. But you also have to, right? You have to. That is often how it is, isn't it? I would love to know that story. Fuck. Oh? Do we see her at a grave? Fuck. Holy fuck. What a twist! And she was slain? Fuck. This world is cruel. The choice is to act or not to act, and either way you choose, and either way there are consequences. Fuck. Yeah. I don't even know what could be helpful. Out into the storm, then. We'll see. We'll see. Please be careful, little lady. Everybody looking beyond that horizon. Hmm. Storm. Darn, I was going to title this episode Into the Storm after one of my favorite Gojira songs, but now I might have to title next episode Into the Storm, which leaves me with no title for this episode. It's okay, I'll figure it out. I've figured it out for like 2,000 videos before this, I'll figure it out again. I like this episode. It doesn't have some of the flash and pizzazz that certain other episodes of Vinland Saga have had. Like, a couple of our previous episodes recently have been like, whoa, bowled over by it. But this is a sucked in by it. Instead of being pushed back by what's coming through the screen, I'm pulled in. I think that I would be remiss if I didn't mention the soundtrack for the episode, because it's distinctive for a huge portion of the episode, at least the second half. The entire soundtrack is one piano, and not like strong piano with chords and stuff, but like single piano melody. It speaks of like a trickling sadness, you know? It sets a tone for the episode, for that portion of the episode. And I think it's really necessary for creating this thread that we engage with, that we follow through in Arnheid's story. I really like the sound and music use here. And I think it's accented, and I'm pulled into it really effectively by the moment that we transition to the stormy night, where we have this sequence. It's right in the middle of the episode, I think. Where we have them, we go from here, we go to darkness, and then we have wind whistling, and then shutters banging, and then fire crackling. Whoosh. Bang, bang, bang. Wind in the background, shutters banging, crackling on top. And now we have our landscape. We have our noisescape. You know, it reminds me of like mynoise.net or com, whatever it is, where you can add in different noises and create like a pastiche of a bunch of things all mixed together. And I really like it. It's a gradual transition in threes, like bam, 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 and now we're here, and now we've entered this level of intimacy where we're all sitting around in the quiet. And we don't need to say anything, but we're waiting for something to be said. The storm is passing by. I love this atmosphere that's generated by the weather, by the crackling of the fire, by the moments and the emotions that we've just experienced transitioning into something else. I think it makes this episode work as like okay, everybody, it's time to delve into story time. It's time to visit the past and see how it informs the present. I really like it. Yeah. Yeah. I almost want more of it. I almost wish it were more set aside and set apart from everything else, you know? So, there's real horror in her eyes, real fear. And we come to understand eventually why that is. That a part of it is because she's afraid because he doesn't know that their son is missing. And she blames herself. She doesn't say this explicitly, but she says, I lost him over a pot. We don't know what that means, but she blames herself. Let's go home together, all three of us. And that is not happening. So Snake arrives, chops the fucking neck of the horse, and sets up this battle. I think our face, like where we put faces in locations, is really interesting. Because in this frame, I would expect Snake's head to be here. Yeah? Because of the, like, this is the wall. It's weird to put him this close to the wall. It's strange. Unless we're going to have a sword swing in front of him and we can have him dance back away from it. It's like, it's strange for him to be here. And then we sort of match three heads in one. Match, match, match. Like, ding, ding, ding. All right next to each other. And then we do our left-right setup for actual violence and the wrinkle that Einar wants to jump in. And it's unclear exactly what he's going to do. But he's going to go try to attack Snake, I think. In order to free Gardar. In order to free Arnheid. Arnheid's husband is here to rescue her. Don't you want... Yeah, okay. Don't you want her to be free? You'd have to kill 3 men to get away. And he's like, you don't think I can do it. I know I can't do it. It's like, no. You'd have to kill 3 men. Do you understand? And there's something about this that I think is really interesting because my mind immediately goes, yes, absolutely he could. Because he's in this emotional state, right? This is really important. We are, I think all of us, at least many of us, very much capable of doing things in a moment that we are not actually capable of living with. Does that make sense? Einar is capable of reaching the activation threshold where he swings the axe into another man's skull. But Einar is not capable of deciding to do that and consciously going through with that. But he is capable of being activated to the point where that occurs. Yeah? So I think Einar could walk up and try to kill a man here and succeed, right? But he would not be Einar anymore. That's what I think. Snake's hair. So I just gotta... this is the coolest part of this. There are some moments with the swords slashing and stuff, but using Snake's hair to create this, like... It's really cool. It's neat. And, boy, he is confident. To the point of almost arrogance, but it is not arrogance. It is straightforwardly exactly what he's capable of. And he's right on that limit. So I think this is the moment that we would all say is like the most fun and impressive and like action-y. It's all one sequence, which makes it a little easier to animate, but it's got pizzazz to it. It's got snappiness. It's the following of the sword moves. They're really a lot like Super Smash Bros. Melee moves. Like, Marth swings his sword, and the whole sword stays out there for a little while, and it's all a hitbox, and then it all collapses in, and he does a different thing, you know? It's got that vibe to it as it's going shoo, 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 shoo. But at the same time, as we snap through the frames, because it's like I slash at you, and that's me going from here to here, and then there's a blur in between, and you dodge me, which is you going from here to here, and there's no blur in between. That's kind of what we're doing for a Snake, is he's shoo, 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 shoo. But it gels together super well and ends up looking and feeling really fucking cool. I like the way that Gardar is constantly obscured by his hair and the cloak. It's like too much around him. And on the flip side, I really like how Snake's hair flows behind him as he moves. It reminds me of... so my mind looking at Snake in this episode goes Gaston. I don't know why. But it reminds me of that exactly, of the flow of sort of Disney movies. especially in Beauty and the Beast sort of era. Did you land a single blow? Nope. How'd you lose to an injured man? We don't get an answer, but man, he is an intimidating injured man and a vicious, like, white-eyed monster. But one crack to the ribs and another to the back of the neck, and he's down. A sword and a whole bunch of fury does nothing against a really skilled, trained fighter. He is crazed as could be. I wonder at this moment what a slave's opinion is worthless. This is too cruel, but there is no choice. No choice at all. Just a runaway slave. Just take care of the old man. So we crackle, and the wind blows. And she asks Einar not to get involved. Some things can't be changed. There's such a balance here. Just like there's a balance with the nonviolence and how far that will take you, there is such a balance here. Because this is the defeatist attitude of a slave, of someone who expects to lose. Things can't be changed, might as well not change them. If I stick my head out, I'll just get chopped off. This is the attitude that you gain if you've lost a lot of times, if you've been beaten down hard enough. Things can't be changed. Better not to do anything. Stay put. Wait for the storm to pass. Don't get caught in it. Don't get caught up in it. Don't try. Stay safe. This interacts really interestingly with our attitude half formed toward violence. Because getting involved in this world almost always means getting involved in a violent manner, right? That's what it meant for Gardar back in the Happy Village days. It's like, no, we're going to go to war over some iron. Mini war, mini village war, still fucking war. Going to go to war over some iron, and we engaged with the storm. And that's kind of the feeling of it. It's almost karmic. It's like, as long as you don't do anything, nothing will be done to you, is kind of the idea, right? It's like, as long as you don't go out into the storm doesn't come in. But that's not true, right? Einar and his family weren't out in the storm came to them. And they're like, what are you going to do, hide and wait for what? No. So there's value, like, fuck, man. There's value to it. There are things in this world that are outside of your control, and trying to control them is going to bring you suffering. Guaranteed. Straight up Buddhist style, right? Like, engaging with that storm means engaging with that storm. Better to stay away from it entirely. Yeah, but you're alive, okay? And Spherical brings in the wrinkle, which is that you're not safe. That the storm can get in. And maybe more importantly, if there's something that you really care about that's out there and is about to be hit by the storm, you staying in here and being safe is not going to save what you care about. It's a great way to lose everything. So this is so interesting, this attitude that she presents. It is defeatist, but it's like, of course it's a reasonable attitude. Of course it is. Like, what else are you going to learn from this world that's so horrifying? And yet, no, we have to do something. And so does Arnheid. She walks out into the night, right? Why risk this? Why risk all this joy? And horror comes for us. I think this is maybe the most excellent shot in the episode. Because all of us have been touched by this kind of violence. But now he's been changed. Now he's the storm. Now I must protect my child. I must keep him safe. We reveal this, and there's one person for whom it means something very different than for everyone else. Poor Einar. Please stay. But she won't. So Spherical stops her and tells her of his own waiting. And it wasn't patient, he trembled, because there's no comfort in it. In waiting for fate to decide for you, there's no comfort in it. So we submitted. And yet, still he was destroyed, and she was killed. What could we have done? The storm came, and it hit differently than expected. And just because we weren't involved in it didn't mean that it didn't hurt us. Even if you wait out the storm, it leaves scars behind. I'm sorry I can't help you. She says, I'll be back soon. And I wonder if she will. I don't know. There's this whole world that is the storm. That's violence and theft and loss and taking and the churn of this world. And it's like, well, just avoid it. Just build a house that can't be huffed and puffed over and stay within your safe walls. But it doesn't work. People are constantly pulled out into the whirlwind, out into the churn. Or it comes right to them and tears apart everything that they hold sacred and safe. Zarnheid is thinking that she'll be safe on this farm here, that her child will be safe on this farm here. And we know that that's not true either. That we've been eaten by one bigger fish, and there's a much bigger fish looming, coming to eat next. So how do you can't avoid the storm, right? You can't. You can try not to engage with it recklessly, try not to fly straight into it. But sometimes it flies at you. What do you do then? Try to go with the flow, try to ride it, try not to get too much fucking blood on your hands in the process? I don't know. When the storm comes, what does surviving look like? It's gonna ravage the land and take everything away. If you try to fight it, it'll strip you to the bone. If you try to hide from it, it'll take everything that you care about and leave you scarred and broken. How do you handle this world and its propensity for change? I don't know. Arnheid steps out into the night. Thorfinn pulls Einar back. Arnheid begs Einar not to go and then goes herself. Spherical avoided it and now lives with it. I don't know. It's cool that this episode makes me think about it. I think this one stands out to me as emotionally resonant, painful, wistful, looking back, thinking, and full of potential. So thank you for watching this episode of Vinland Saga with me. I appreciate your company, and you can get next week's episode a little bit early on the Patreon, linked in the description. And otherwise, I'll see you next week for more Vinland Saga. Much love. Peace.